Jai friends, I'm Major Gaurav Arya and you're watching the Chanakya Dialogues English. That okay, we have surplus wheat and here is 20,000, 30,000 metric tons, maybe this will help you. Pakistan politicizes that. It doesn't. So Ugandans will get clean drinking water at their homes. This is something that an aspiring power or a great power should do, or at least a moral power should do. Jai friends, I'm Major Gaurav Arya and you're watching the Chanakya Dialogues English. Like this video, subscribe to our channel and don't forget to press the bell icon. Well, ladies and gentlemen, only yesterday I was discussing in this video that, the Pakistanis said that they'll come for the World Cup, they'll play cricket in India in the World Cup, provided they're allowed to play in Chennai and Kolkata because that is the place where Pakistanis feel absolutely the safest. They feel a sense of comfort, and I was very surprised. When have Pakistanis started to feel unsafe anywhere in the world? I mean, are they saying that Hyderabad is unsafe, or Chandigarh is unsafe, or Visakhapatnam is unsafe, or one of these other cities is unsafe? Is that what they're trying to say? And yesterday we had a lot of fun. A lot of people commented saying that, Pakistanis up to their old usual Lahori tricks. And then late evening yesterday and today morning, we get an updated news from Pakistan. And here is the news that the Swedish embassy in Pakistan, they've decided to shut down. And they say that it's too dangerous for the lives of their own staff and the lives of those who wish to apply for visas to go to Sweden. It's really very dangerous in Pakistan and we want to shut down. And they have shut down the embassy indefinitely. Now, why have they shut down the embassy indefinitely? Because they feel there are very serious security concerns in Islamabad, which is the capital of Pakistan. The Swedish people are saying, we don't feel safe in Islamabad. We could get killed, there could be a bomb blast, there could be a shooting, there could be a suicide bombing, there could be anything. We don't feel safe in Islamabad, we don't feel safe in Pakistan. They've shut down their embassy. This Pakistan that feels unsafe in India, this, ladies and gentlemen, is called hypocrisy. And there is a beautiful Arabic word which describes hypocrisy. It's called munafqat. So munafqat is essentially hypocrisy. And this is Pakistani hypocrisy number one, exposed in front of you. Now, a lot of people have asked me, and let me digress for a moment and tell you my views, because a lot of people keep on asking me this stuff, that why is India, a lot of Pakistanis have said, why has India politicized cricket? If we have a difference of opinion, right? India and Pakistan, on any number of issues, why should you get the politics of that into sports? Why should India politicize sports? This is what many of my Pakistani friends and brothers and sisters have asked me. Now, I want to ask them, why should Pakistan politicize trade? This is my counter question to you. Why should Pakistan politicize trade? Why should Pakistan politicize humanitarian efforts of India? For example, we want to send wheat to Afghanistan because the Afghans are starving. And the winters in Afghanistan are very, very cruel. We want to help them. All we say is, let us, Indians use Pakistani roads to get wheat and essential supplies and medicines to Afghanistan. And Pakistan says no. Pakistan politicizes every single thing in the name of Kashmir. This is munafqat number two, Pakistanis politicize everything in the name of Kashmir. But India has an opinion regarding cricket. Pakistanis cannot swallow that. So these are my two questions to Pakistanis. I would really wish that you answer these questions, You politicize trade. You politicize everything in the name of Kashmir. Right? And today, I will also tell my Pakistani brothers and sisters at the cost of them feeling offended. And my aim is to offend because I'm telling the truth. And if you get offended, so be it. What is your real aim here? Make money? Right? Because anything that does not make money for you, you're not interested in. Kashmir comes in between. But you're willing to forget Kashmir when it's a question of cricket. Because if India comes to Pakistan, it means hundreds and millions of dollars for the Pakistanis. So India coming to Pakistan is absolutely kosher. They want to do it because they'll make money. But at the same time, they are not willing to accommodate India anywhere else because they don't make money. For example, Afghanistan is a Muslim country and Pakistan is the so-called flag bearer of Islam across the world. Self-appointed, of course, if I may add. If India wants to send wheat free of cost, India is not making any money. This is not a trade deal. This is aid, not trade. We just want to help our Afghan friends and say that, okay, we have surplus wheat and here is 20,000, 30,000 metric tons, maybe this will help you. Pakistan politicizes that. Doesn't bat an eyelid. But if India wants to do something, there is a problem. So here is something that I want my Pakistani friends to answer in the comments column. What is munafqat? This is munafqat number 2. Now, hypocrisy number 3 of Pakistan. There is this US Congressman, Brad Sherman, who writes that he's deeply concerned. He's written to Antony Blinken, who's the Secretary of State, Tony Blinken. He's written to Antony Blinken and said that he's very deeply concerned about democracy, human rights, and rule of law. And he wants Antony Blinken to take a look at what is happening inside Pakistan. You know why he's saying this? Any idea, Pakistanis? Because your Imran Khan paid money to middlemen in America to get a white politician to make comments about America. This is hypocrisy. Imran Khan says that America interfered and America was the reason for his regime change. His regime was overthrown. Imran Khan was no longer the Prime Minister of Pakistan because the Americans wanted it so, because he said absolutely not or some such nonsense to the Americans. Fine. He didn't say any absolutely not to the Americans. He said absolutely not to a television anchor, not to the Americans. But anyway, this was Imran Khan's narrative all along, that the Americans replaced me, they have replaced me, and Donald Lu or something like that, some American diplomat was behind this conspiracy, and America wanted Pakistan on its knees because I wanted to buy subsidized oil from Russia, and some cock and bull story he cooked up, right? This is hypocrisy number 3. This is munafqat number 3 of the Pakistanis. You condemn American interference, non-existent it may be, but you condemn American interference saying that Pakistan is sovereign, and then you pay money to the Americans to interfere in Pakistan's internal affairs because you are no longer Prime Minister of Pakistan, right? This is munafqat number 3. Now munafqat number 4, or hypocrisy number 4 of the Pakistanis. Shah Mahmood Qureshi, the former foreign minister of Pakistan, he made a comment. There was a television interview which happened, and he made a comment that the Pakistan army is still interfering in Pakistan's affairs and interfering in politics. Now, I don't think that is true personally, because General Asim Munir has not made a single statement so far. He's just keeping quiet, doing his professional job. And so is the Pakistani army. The Pakistani army is not saying very much in terms of politics. In fact, they're saying nothing at all. Why is this hypocrisy on part of the Pakistanis or the Pakistani politicians? This is hypocrisy because what Imran Khan wants and what the PTI wants is that by pushing Asim Munir against the wall, make him so defensive, like they tried to do with General Bajwa, make him so defensive about every single thing. Every single thing that he says, okay, I'm going to support Imran Khan. Because in the end, Imran Khan knows that whatever number of votes he gets, whatever thumping majority he manages to achieve in Pakistan, he will not become the Prime Minister without the blessings of the army chief. This is true for Pakistan. This has been true for Pakistan's history for a very, very long time. So, what I'm trying to say, my friends, is that this is hypocrisy number 5 of the Pakistanis. Munafqat number 5 of the Pakistanis, where on one hand, they say that we are Democrats and army should not interfere. But on the other hand, Pakistani politicians want the Pakistani army to interfere in politics, and it is not interference if they are interfering on their behalf. But the moment the Pakistani army says that we don't care who wins the elections, we are going to do our basic job, that is when the Pakistani army becomes undemocratic and starts quote-unquote interfering. This is munafqat number 5, and this is hypocrisy number 5 of the Islamic Republic of Pakistan. Now, in other news, which is something India has done, which is fantastic, you know what China does is, China goes to a country that is politically unstable, which has corrupt politicians, and says to them that, hey, you know what you actually need? You need an A-class international airport. So the people say, no, actually we don't need an airport. What we need is schools and drinking water. And we are okay with a small airport because not many people come here, but we need these. No, what you need is a top-class port. And this international airport, we will build for $2 billion. And this international seaport, we are going to build for $5 billion. A total project of $7 billion. Chinese companies are going to build it. Chinese workers are going to be transported here and they're going to build it. And that money will go back to China because obviously the Chinese companies have built it. But you have to return that money to us, failing which we will take away your land. This is exactly what China did in Hambantota port, and this is what China did for Gwadar. Now, Gwadar is there with the Chinese for, I think, 49 years or something like that. They've taken away Gwadar port from the Pakistanis. They have it on long lease for 49 years. And Hambantota port is gone for 99 years. But what India did in Uganda is very simple. Yeah. India said, no, you don't need an airport. And if you have an airport, great for you. What we will try and give you is clean drinking water. So Prime Minister Modi congratulated the efforts of the Indians, and Dr. Jaishankar remotely inaugurated this. And this clean drinking water project in Uganda was funded by the India Exim Bank in Uganda. And it says that this project will provide safe and sustainable water supply to 500,000 Ugandans across 20 rural districts. And this is solar-powered piped drinking water. So solar-powered, you don't need electricity. It's powered by the energy of the sun through solar panels. And this is clean piped drinking water. So Ugandans will get clean drinking water at their homes. This is something that an aspiring power or a great power should do, or at least a moral power should do. When was the last time the Chinese built schools anywhere? They're busy building airports and super highways and ports, which countries don't need. Half of the infrastructure they built in Pakistan, more than half. I was talking to a couple of my Pakistani friends. We don't need all this nonsense. What Pakistan needs actually is clean drinking water. What Pakistan needs is A-grade schools, A-grade research facilities. It requires information technology infrastructure. Right? But what they have given Pakistan is the China-Pakistan economic corridor, promising that rivers of honey will flow through Pakistan, and nothing is flowing. It's been going on for donkey's years. Nothing is happening in Pakistan. The Chinese say that, we have invested $50 billion. That is what the Chinese say. We have invested $50 billion in our flagship venture, the China-Pakistan economic corridor. The flagship of the Belt and Road Initiative. Well, if the Chinese have actually invested $50 billion in Pakistan, why is Pakistan on its knees for $1 billion in front of the IMF? Can someone please answer that? Any Pakistani answer that? Chinese, of course, you'll not understand what I'm saying because you don't understand any other language apart from Mandarin or whichever language you speak there. But I'm sure the Pakistanis, some Pakistanis can understand what I'm saying. Why is a country which has seen Chinese investment of $50 billion is down on its knees for $1 billion in front of the IMF? How is that even possible? But this has been happening. Now, in another news, what's happened here is, interestingly, President Zelensky has written to Prime Minister Modi saying that we need humanitarian aid. So, this is Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky has written to Prime Minister Narendra Modi requesting additional humanitarian supplies, including medical equipment and medicines, according to a letter handed over by Ukrainian Deputy Foreign Minister Emine Zafarova to Minister of State Meenakshi Lekhi during a 3-day visit to India. So, I think this is something that India is an expert in doing. India should do it. India should send food to Ukraine. India should send medical supplies to Ukraine. India should send any humanitarian supply to Ukraine that it deems fit, apart from weapons and ammunition. India should help Ukraine in any matter possible and any manner possible. And India should help every country in the world. Whoever asks for our help, we should help. Short of giving them weapons, short of giving them ammunitions, I think we should help the Ukrainians. They are in trouble. And we should also tell the Americans and the West, rather than sending rockets, what will happen? They don't. I think the Americans understand very well what they're doing. The West understands very well what they're doing in Ukraine. And Zelensky also understands what the West is doing. But I think this whole thing is caught in the loop. Nobody in the West wants this war to stop. Right? So far, the West has been getting involved, especially America has been getting involved in wars where body bags used to come home and trillions of dollars were wasted. Now, here is a new kind of war where you can just give a few $1 billion here and there, arms and ammunition, which essentially comes back to your own country, right? It comes back to America because these are American weapon systems being given to Ukraine, or European systems being given to Ukraine, and Ukrainians are using it against the Russians, right? And this is a win-win for NATO. NATO does not have to fight. These are not NATO lives which are, getting or NATO is not taking the hit for this. All they're doing is writing very small checks. $5 billion, $10 billion. That's peanuts. Compared to 20 years in Afghanistan, $3 trillion in Afghanistan and nothing to show for it. Countless Americans' lives lost and nothing to show for it. But here, you have the Ukrainians dying against Russia. All you have to do is keep on giving them weapons and supplies and this thing. So, America should take heed, the West should take heed, get both of these guys, Zelensky and Putin, on a table, force them to sit on a table and, make some sort of an arrangement that, okay, NATO will not enter Ukraine. That is what Russia wants. Russia, go back. And let us have a corpus, let us start rebuilding Ukraine. Because if anybody thinks that, Putin is going to stop or Russia is going to stop, that's not going to happen. Because that is exactly what America wants. America wants the breakup of Soviet Russia. America does not want Putin to go back. And they have convinced Zelensky that this is what is right for you. Don't worry, we'll keep on giving you endless amounts of cash. Because we have cash. We'll print dollars, we'll give you dollars. There's no problem. You want dollars, we'll give you dollars. You want weapons, we'll give you weapons. Keep fighting the Russians. So, if Russia's concern is, and it would be anybody's concern if tomorrow, let us say, isn't India concerned about the Chinese coming to Nepal? Of course we are. We're not attacking Nepal, but we're definitely deeply concerned. Are we not concerned that China is making ports in Sri Lanka? Of course we are concerned. Are we not concerned what China is doing in Bhutan? Or what China is doing in Myanmar? Are we not concerned? Of course we are concerned. 100% we are concerned. This is what I'm trying to tell you. Won't Russia be concerned if NATO, with whom they've had a rivalry of what, 70 years plus? 70 years plus, they've been through a Cold War. There were almost two stages in that Cold War era where they almost came to pressing the nuclear button. Won't Russia be concerned? So you have to talk to Russia. It's not simply about Ukraine is a sovereign country and Ukraine has every right to do what it doesn't work like that. For all the left liberals who say that, no, Russia is wrong and every country will react like that. I gave you this example long back. If China comes to Mexico, America will invade Mexico within 24 hours. Let that sink in. Think about it for a little while. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching this video. If you like this video, please press like, subscribe to this channel, and don't forget to press the bell icon. Jai Hind, Vande Mataram, Bharat Mata Ki Jai.